We are now about to plunge headfirst into the occult. Are you ready? Then let's continue with the story of Hiram Abiff. Hiram Abiff, also Hiram Abiff, or the widow's son, is the central character of an allegory presented to all candidates during the third degree in Freemasonry. Hiram is presented as the chief architect of King Solomon's temple, who is murdered in the temple he designed by 3 ruffians during an unsuccessful attempt to force him to divulge the Master Mason's secret passwords. We here at Most Holy Place like to call him Hiram Abiff. Why call him that? And what's with that funny little F in the title of that slide? Back when the King James Bible was written, the letters as we know it today actually looked like a lowercase f. Thus, it is most likely that the name Abiff was occulted by using a long S, which looks like an F. So while it looks like Abiff, it's really pronounced Abyss, which brings us to the legend of Hiram Abiff, from Freemasonry and Catholicism by Max Heindel. All but Hiram hid their faces at the awful havoc. Then, from the center of the raging fire, he heard the call of Tubal-Cain, bidding him jump into the molten sea. Full of faith in his ancestor, who had gone before him upon the path of fire, Hiram obeyed and plunged fearlessly into the flames. Sinking through the disintegrated bottom of the vessel, he was conducted successfully through 9 arch-like layers of the earth to the center, where he found himself in the presence of Cain, the founder of his family, who gave him instructions relative to blending water and fire, and who furnished him with a new hammer and a new word, which would enable him to produce these results. Hiram's plunge into the molten sea was akin to baptism of fire, the opposite of baptism of water. In other words, this story is describing jumping into the lake of fire and into the womb of Moloch. This is how Hiram ended up in the abyss. We know what those 9 arch-like layers are, don't we? The legend continues. You shall not wake till the Lion of Judah raises you with the powerful grip of his paw. This day you have received your baptism of fire, but he shall baptize you with water and with spirit, you and every son of the widow who will come to him. Greater than Solomon, he will build a new city and a temple wherein the nations may worship. If you are a Christian reading this, you get the fact that this story is opposite of what the Bible teaches. Water baptism comes first, then fire. Hiram did it backwards, which makes him an antichrist figure that will arise to build the 3rd temple. Will Jesus raise him from the dead, as the legend says? Revelation 17:8. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. That verse is describing a form of reincarnation, by the way, which leads us to the 12 oxen surrounding the sea at the base, 1 Kings 7:25. It stood upon 12 oxen, 3 looking toward the north, and 3 looking toward the west, and 3 looking toward the south, and 3 looking toward the east, and the sea was set above upon them, and all their hinder parts were inward. What is up with all of those oxen? The oxen are another representation of fire, as well as earth or Mystery Babylon. Many verses in Scripture associate fire with ox, bulls, calves, etc.